Hello, my name is Amanda Fernandes and I work for the GITEC, the Global Innovation and Technology Center of AB InBev, the biggest brewery in the world. The center is located in Belgium, in the city Leuven, where I am leading open innovation with startups. I'm here today to present the collaboration that we are having with Koolmill and all the initiatives that we are doing related to the raw materials with this innovative scale-up. It's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Alec Anderson, co-founder and managing director of Koolmill Systems. At Koolmill, we've developed a novel process for turning paddy rice into rice you buy in the shops. Today, we're going to have a conversation with AB InBev about how they use our rice in making their beer.
Hi everyone. Now with us today we have Alec from Koolmill and Amanda, Open Innovation Lead at AB InBev. Welcome to you. Now maybe a first question to kick off. Explain to me how the collaboration between the two companies works. Maybe Amanda, can you kick off?
Sure. So we started this collaboration after organizing a big event last year with 32 scale-ups in Europe. And since Koolmill deals with rice, which is an important raw material for beer, we decided to explore this company. And in the day of the event, they share a little bit of that technology and seems super interesting for our experts. And for that reason, we started the collaboration.
Yeah, for us it was, we had been successful with a Horizon 2020 grant, and through that we get invited to the EIC corporate days through their accelerator program, and we'd been on previous days that had not been quite so successful. And I came to the AB InBev day, and it was very transformative for us as a small company to have access to senior leaders within a massive multinational company was really impressive. And as Amanda said, we did a presentation and instantly had questions coming our way and were introduced to people who were interested in our technology. And that was a fantastic opportunity for us.
Yeah, interesting. So did you have to be invited to the event, or?
You have to, so they arrange these days by really putting out a bidding process. So if you're interested in going and you think of an appropriate technology, it might be of interest, then you submit your application, and then obviously they're screened and they select the ones that are of interest. So we were lucky enough to be chosen.
Wow, congrats, yeah, and see what came out of it. What would the two of you consider to be the core values of this corporate venturing or corporate partnering, actually, and more from maybe a soft skill perspective? Amanda?
Yeah, I would say definitely it's transparency. So as soon as we start a collaboration with a scale-up, we bring the transparency of what are the steps that we are going to follow and what are the meetings that we need to be putting in the routine and documents that we need to sign eventually. So it's a really transparent. And we really try as well to bring our culture and bring the scale-up closer to our routines and way of working. And one of the points as well is that we bring an expert for that collaboration, one of the technical experts of GITEC, to really engage and bring more of our what we are doing. Yeah.
Would you add anything?
No, I'd endorse that and say that I think, as Amanda said, it's really transparency and trust. And I think we have a very David and Goliath situation. And so it's important that the SME or the smaller company feels that it's an independent company, not just another department of the big company. And certainly that's how it's worked for us. And working with the process specialists has been, again, enabled us to push our technology on, and also for us to offer new things to AB InBev that perhaps they haven't considered before. So it's been a great process to date.
Is that also the main reason, Amanda, why AB InBev decides to sometimes organize events like this?
Yes, definitely yes. And as I mentioned, culture. Organizing events like this brings this culture of innovation, where we stop the department to spend one day or even more days looking to innovative pitches. So this is completely changing the way that we'll deal with scale-ups and bringing a lot of opportunities like we have with Koolmill.
Wow, right. Okay, Alec, how would you describe that Koolmill benefits from this cooperation? What, for example, has AB InBev did or still does to support you?
So we're a small British company working in a massive global industry that feeds half the world every day. We have a disruptive technology and we compete against two massive multinationals who'd rather we went away. You know, what could possibly go wrong? So, you know, working with a company like AB InBev brings us instantly credibility. It brings us support, and it brings us access to new markets that we didn't know we had. I mean, our business is about not breaking rice, and these guys want to smash it up and put it in beer. So we hadn't counted that as a potential market. But now, having worked again with the process specialists there, we can see different values, and that opens up a value chain for both us and for AB InBev.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
That's awesome. Well, we, I think, could also conclude that normally this cooperation should be very long-term commitment. What do the two companies now see as a next phase?
Yeah, that's actually an extensive work that Ernesto Sal, is the expert that is leading this collaboration, is doing. So at one moment that we decided to scale this solution within AB InBev, as part of Global, we start to engage with the different zones. So we have innovation centers in all the zones, Brazil, United States, China, South Africa, anyway. So we start to engage and start to prepare business cases, technical analysis to understand if the solution is going to be implemented in that zones or not.
Okay, great.
So yeah, I mean, for us it's been really transformative in some ways, and the speed with which AB InBev have moved is unusual. Normally we would experience a corporate lag where there's process and structures to go through, and I think part of the advantage in working with smaller companies like us is that we can challenge them to think differently. It's about moving from cost reduction to value generation.
Yeah.
But yeah, certainly Ernesto and myself work very closely. I think I speak more to him than to my wife sometimes.
Okay, now it's also, of course, much more than investing. You already shared some things of what it actually entails, but what would you otherwise say is another added value for this matchmaking?
For sure, capability sharing, knowledge sharing, because I was talking to Alec and he mentioned an interesting sentence, is not 1 + 1 giving 2. When we work together and start to engage and brainstorm about ideas, what we can come out of these collaborations much more than we can think.
Yeah.
So I think Ernesto has the process application knowledge, and we have the process machinery knowledge. But we can perhaps deliver things that are not available right now. So it's not about an incremental improvement in an existing process. It's about how can we start almost at the end and make a shorter a program. How can we deliver more value, more impact, more quickly? And I think that, as Amanda says, it takes that knowledge of the process and that knowledge of how that product is going to be used in the making of the end product, which is in this case beer. And it's that amalgam of the two knowledges that makes the extra value.
Yeah, great. Now, any last tips that you want to give to other scale-ups or corporates looking for a similar cooperation and to maximize the success ratio?
Definitely. For corporates, I would say to indeed organize and bring scale-ups close to your operations and be transparent. I think that's the formula, the secret to, not the secret, but the formula for success. Yeah.
Be open to it and see where it leads you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd endorse that. And I think it's also to be strong. You might be small, but you still have a voice, and it's a valid voice. So don't be afraid sometimes to dig your heels in and say, I think this is the way we want to go. So we've challenged some things within AB InBev, and they've also challenged us. So I think that's progress.
That's indeed the 1 + 1 is 2. Well, thank you very much for your time, and best of luck with the further sequence of this cooperation.
Thank you.
Bye.